All right, so today we're going to set up a quick package. All right, we'll see how long it takes. That will listen to changes from an Google Sheet and run packages as new rows are added. Okay, so we'll use Pably to detect the changes, and then from there we'll run the package every time a new row is added. Okay. So the first thing is in Pably, we have to set up the Google Sheet account. Okay. Sorry, we have to set up the Google Sheet spreadsheet to run packages every time a new row is added or updated. Okay. So it says log into a single Google Sheets account, create a new spreadsheet, and navigate to extensions. All right. So let's go to extensions, add-ons, manage add-ons. And then, get add-ons, extension, get add-ons, and then we will look for Library Connect webhooks. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna install that. All right. So, what do we need to do next? We need to go back to extensions once this loads. Let's go to extensions, add-ons. Oh yeah, here. Okay. So it says initial setup. Initial setup. And then we enter that. All right. And then for the trigger column, let's add this. So for this test, we're going to be setting up post to a Facebook group, okay? So to make this simple, we'll just say post and then URL and then let's say date, okay? So for extensions, we're going to want to, again, go to initial setup, enter that webhook URL, and then C will be that. Let me see here. Let's turn this on. Let me delete this because we're not doing this just yet. Delete. Okay. Now, I think it wants data here. Let's add today's date as 12. All right. So, if we do this again. See. Okay. Perfect. All right. So that looks like it's working. Now, let me see here. Let's make sure we do all the steps here. Access Powder Connect webhook from the sheet under choose the event. Right. Okay. All right. So that, in theory, should be working. Let's see here. All right, so let's actually change this to be send. All right, so if we'll change this to be if send is yes, then we'll go ahead and trigger that. All right. So let's do a test now in packages, okay? I think it's time to create a package, all right? And packages is sort of, you have to think of it as this. When you make a package, you're going to want to test it every step of the way, okay? A good package takes a good amount of time to make, but once it's done, it runs instantly and saves you a bunch of time, okay? So let's create a new package, and let's do Google Sheets, row testing formation of a Google Sheet, okay? So this is our new package. Let's go ahead and just add an input and a finish node, and then we'll also set up a webhook, okay? So we'll go to webhook, add a webhook, testing is the name. We'll save that, and then we'll go back to editing the package, okay? Let's get the, let me see here. Let's get the, what do I want to do? Actually, let's add a webhook input, okay? So this will capture all the fields that come through, right, from the webhook. So we'll call this one inputs, and then we'll tag inputs in the finish node, okay? That way we can see on this first run how the data looks, okay? So I'm going to copy my webhook URL here. And then let's see the webhook options here. Let's capture all the parameters on the webhook input, and then let's add a new step in Pabbly that says, what are we going to say? API, all right. And we're going to execute a request, and then we are going to paste that as the input. Let's do a post because it could be a lot of data. And then let us test this, okay? So let's capture this. And then let's say hello. Let's make today's date. And then let's see this. That didn't change anything. All right, cool. So that came in, all right? And this is how that data looks. So we've got the column names, URL, send, all right, post, cool. So we can, let's see here, let's erase this step that I added accidentally. All right, so we can open this up, and then we can say, let's see here. We want to connect the response from, we want to connect the Google Sheet changes to packages, okay? So let's see here. We can say URL, let's see. So we've got post, all right, we got post. And we got here, we'll go with post. And then let's go with URL. And then we go with URL. And then let's add date, all right? And then we'll go with date, okay? Now, we've got our package set up here. Now, in theory, if we run this, we should get a package run, which we do, okay? And in the results, we get the data from the Google Sheet, okay? Cool. So now, when changes happen in the spreadsheet, this this package will run. Okay. Now, let's add a new sheet, new row, and see what happens. This post will be, hey, this is from Sheets, and then we'll add a URL, packages.com, and then we'll set the date to today as well. And then we'll change that, and that'll save, and it will trigger a run, okay? Perfect. So now that's working how we want it to do. Changes in Google Sheets will launch a package run, okay? Now, you might be saying, okay, what if I want to trigger a package run from this, okay? Because this package is running perfectly, right? So yeah, here's how that's done, okay? If you have an already existing package, you can run it from this package, okay? And you'd use the calendar node for this, okay? So the first thing I want to do is I want to take my input, right? Because this is the inputs from the webhook. So I want to take these inputs and pass them to another package, okay? So the first thing I'll do is I'll add JSON keys to this input, okay? And this will let me call out specific values in the webhook, okay? Because now, let's say I added a, let's see, so let's say I add a calendar node here, okay? If I wanted to run a post to Facebook group package, let's see, sorry, group, Facebook group, all right? Where's that package? Post Facebook group. Should be down here. Okay, perfect. Now, if I wanted to post to a Facebook group, and I want to use inputs from the webhook, right now, if I do add inputs, it only shows inputs, right? So what I need to do is I need to go to the inputs, and I need to add JSON keys for each key, okay, for each part of the webhook, okay? So post is one, all right? And then the other one is going to be date, and we also have URL, okay? Perfect. So now we have post, date, and URL, okay? Now, because we did that, we'll be able to tag the Facebook group URL, okay? So input.url appears, and then for the message, we'll do inputs.post, okay? All right, so let's see, Facebook group webhook. All right, so now all we have to do is, let's see here. All we have to do is, to get this package to run, is we could do it two ways. We could set the date based on what's in the sheet, or we can use what's called a relative run date. So this will run it basically 2 days or 1 day after we run this package, okay? Or 1 day after this change is made, okay? We could also set minutes, seconds, or whatever. So let's go with 30 minutes just to make it cool, all right? So now I'm going to actually change my URL to be the Facebook group URL, facebook.com/groups/niches, okay? And remember, earlier on, we set up the trigger to be the send column, so column D. So when this changes, it'll trigger the change and send it to packages, okay? So let's see. So we've got our group URL, we've got our message, and what this is going to do is it's going to add it to the calendar. 30 minutes from now, okay? And the name is Facebook group, okay. Cool, so I think if we run, this is me testing Facebook groups from Sheets. All right, so in theory, if we add the URL there, we set a date, any date, and we say ZZZ. Once it saves, it should run a package, which it did, and then it should add it to the calendar 30 minutes from now. And it's 12:50 now, and this added it to the calendar, okay? Perfect. All right, so that works exactly how we want it to. So, yeah, just to recap, we're using the webhook input to get the data from Pabbly. We've got a calendar node that will run the package at a scheduled time in the future, and that's pretty much it, okay? I'll probably create another video, or maybe I'll do it in this video, but I want to keep this one simple to show you how to take a webhook input, connect it to a Google Sheet, and have it run packages as that sheet changes, okay? In a future video, probably right after this one, I'll tell you how to use the date field from this column to run packages at a set date. The issue is, and it's a little complex because there's time zones and you want it to run at the right time zone. So yeah, that becomes a little bit tricky, but packages can get it done, and I'll show that in a future video. But for now, for the sake of keeping this video simple, this is just showing you how to use the webhook input to combine with Pabbly to run packages as a spreadsheet changes, okay? Hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.